back to the Daily Grind. Thanks for checking out the channel. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back bagel biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
Alright, back to betting on the fights with fake money, I believe, episode 14. We just had UFC Fight Night, Swanson versus Ortega over the weekend. We took a little bit of a hit this week, but first of all, let's get into what this is, just in case there's anybody new listening. I started off with $500, wrote down that number, and I'm acting as if that is my active bankroll to bet on fights with. It's not actual real money. I'm not actually gambling, but it's something you can keep track of. I can keep track of on the channel. I had this idea before I started the channel a few months back. I used to just try and do it on paper, but now that I have a channel, I was like, yo, it'd be a dope idea to transition to the channel. So I started off with $500. Our high point is like 1,090, which we were at a couple of weeks ago. And now we are down to, I believe, 700 to bet on for this week's fights, or 874. So let's get to it. All right, so last week we bet on 4 fights at Cub Swanson versus Brian Ortega. We bet on the first fight of the night, Benito Lopez versus, hold on, I don't have this pulled up right now. I'm going off the top of my head, but I know we bet $100 on Benito Lopez. I believe he was fighting Albert Morales, and he won the fight. 1 second, I'm gonna pull it up so I have the actual numbers. Alright, so we started off this week with $962.50. We ended up betting a total of $462.50, so we had $500 left if we were to lose every single bet this week. But we didn't do that, as we bet $100 on Benito Lopez versus Albert Morales. He got the unanimous decision victory. So on that fight, we got paid out. Then also we bet $100 on Holtzman versus Horcher. Holtzman got the W via unanimous decision there as well, so we won on that fight. I'll get to the payouts in just a second. Then we bet $162.50 on Aljamain Sterling. He's been looking really good in his career, but as we've seen, he thought perfectly timed takedown resulted in him being knocked out stiff at the knee of Marlon Moraes. Marlon Moraes went to throw a kick. Aljamain Sterling was shooting for a takedown. They collided. Aljamain Sterling went down. So even though we didn't really get to see the fight that I thought we were going to see, because I didn't expect that much of a knockout from this bantamweight fight. You didn't expect just to see that, like a Francis Ngannou, Alistair Overeem reminiscent knockout, even though it was with the knee. Like, it was just kind of brutal. So I didn't expect that first round early in the fight. It is what it is, though. That's the fight game. So we lost $162.50 there, which we already took away in the bets place, so we don't take away an additional whenever we go to add on, which you'll see on the next thumbnail. Next, we move to the main event. I bet $100 on Cub Swanson, who was fighting Brian Ortega. Cub Swanson had the striking advantage, but holy smokes, Brian Ortega's jiu-jitsu is something to marvel at. At least that's what it looked like in this fight. Cub Swanson's neck was out there, and Brian Ortega attacked multiple submissions. I mean, he almost locked in a submission in the first round. I believe a Darce choke. He almost submitted Cub Swanson at the end of the first round, and then he got the standing guillotine essentially to finish the fight in the second round. Before the submission, though, Cub Swanson was out striking him, as some people kind of expected, as Brian Ortega usually loses the striking exchange in his fights, but finds a way to finish the fight later into the fight, whether it be the third round or in this case the second round. So we don't win anything back off of that. We lost the 100. We essentially lost $262.50, and then we ended up, let's move to the next thumbnail. You'll see that we made $191 off of the Benito Lopez fight, although we bet 100, so that's only $90 profit, $90.91, but a total payout of $190. Now, on Scott Holtzman, we bet $100 as well. We ended up profiting on that fight, $83.33, total payout of $183.33. You see those at the bottom. Add those together, you get the number $374.24, which is our total payout. So you add $500 to that $374, comes out with our total bankroll being at $874.24. That probably sounds like a bunch of math mumbo jumbo, but you get the point if you're just looking at the fucking thumbnail. So let's move on to this week's fights. We've got Robbie Lawler versus Rafael dos Anjos. Huge UFC on Fox card. 4 fights on the main card. I'm only going to be betting on 2 fights this week, as you can see. It's hard for me to bet on the Ponzinibbio-Mike Perry fight. I've got a strong feeling Ponzinibbio is going to break my heart and beat Mike Perry, but I don't want to bet money on Mike on that, as he's almost a 2-to-1 favorite. I'd probably bet like 100 there, maybe win 50, and then I'd really feel like an asshole if my boy Mike Perry got the knockout and I lost that $100. You know what I'm saying? So that's just fucking. I'm not betting there. But in the Misha Cirkunov Glover Teixeira fight, it's a very interesting fight. I don't know how it's gonna go, but I am predicting Cirkunov to win. So since it's pretty much a pick'em, I'm just going with $100 on Cirkunov. Then we've got Josh Emmett stepping up on short notice to take on Ricardo Lamas. He's replacing Jose Aldo, who stepped in to face Max Holloway. Josh Emmett is, I believe, an unranked opponent, stepping up on short notice to fight one of the best featherweights in the world. I've got a really strong feeling Lamas is just going to run away with this fight, but at the same time, I don't want to bet $100 to win like 24 or something like that, because Ricardo Lamas is a pretty big favorite. So since I don't have that much money to work with, is it really just not worth it to bet it? Because what if you bet like $200 to win 50 and then he fucking lose 200? It just wasn't worth the risk. So I'm not betting on Ricardo Lamas, even though he's probably my shoe-in. Like, out of anybody who I think is gonna for sure win their fight, he's probably going to be the biggest favorite of the night on the main card. So now let's move to the main event. Man, this was literally a coin flip of a call. It's really hard. I feel like Rafael dos Anjos might be the better fighter overall, but Robbie Lawler might be the better welterweight. I mean, Rafael dos Anjos is coming up from lightweight, where he was having bad weight cuts, but at the same time, we haven't seen a lot out of him at welterweight. He did beat Tarek Saffiedine and then submit Neil Magny in the first round, but we didn't get to see much in the Neil Magny fight. This will be definitely a test for Rafael dos Anjos, as the winner of this fight likely may face Tyron Woodley for the belt next. We will see, but I'm just going to take that $74.24 and put it on who I predicted to win, Rafael dos Anjos, this week. So no matter what, we'll have $7. Even if we lost both of these fights, we'll have $700 left to bet with for the future. But if we win, hey, who knows? We might go back up to close to $1,000, double what we started with. Either way, we're still up. It is what it is, man. Let the full-time family know what the fuck you tab at in the comments. I do believe this was episode 13, if not 14. So with that being said, thanks for tuning in. It is what it is. Hit thumbs up, hit subscribe. I'm out.
Da 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 da. It's the motherfucking DOG.